wants to start this thing off? So, Alex.
Okay, I worked all morning on this. This is my little intro I made for everybody out there. Okay. Welcome everyone for coming. And I know Bob loved us all in different ways. Even if we knew him from the shortest time to the longest time, that's okay. He was a great grandfather and father. Even though he may have passed away, he all connected with us in here. Even though he might not be with us today, his history lives on with all these majestic pictures. I just want to say thank you for everyone. Thank you for Tina for hosting this thing. Thank you for my dad for being here. Thank you all for being here, and have a good funeral, Lord. Good night.
Happy funeral, everybody. It's not a funeral, this is a party. Just wanted to, this is, seems an apropos reading. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts. His acts being 7 ages. At first the infant, mewling and puking in the nurse's arms, then the whining schoolboy with his satchel and shining morning face creeping like a snail unwillingly to school. And then the lover, sighing like a furnace with a woeful ballad made to his mistress's eyebrow. Then a soldier, full of strange oaths and bearded like a pard, jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation, even in the cannon's mouth. And then the justice, in fair and round belly, with a good capon line, with eyes severe and a beard of formal cut, full of wise saws and modern instances, and so he plays his part. The 6th age shifts into the lean and slippered pantaloon, with spectacles on nose and a pouch on side. I don't know if you've seen all of the pictures of Bob with his little pouch right on his side. There's his little man bag. He started that whole trend, I think. His youthful hose well saved a world too wide for his shrunk shank and his big manly voice. Turning again toward childish treble, pipes and whistles in his sound. Last scene of all, that ends this strange, eventful history, is second childishness and mere oblivion, sans teeth, sans eyes, sans taste, sans everything. However, he's not sans anything. It seems like he should be here. His spirit was too large to ever disappear. And I'm just really, really happy that you're all here to share this. We want to just tell stories. If you happen to have a line or a particular story, it could be as R-rated as we know some of them are, or not. You can get up or not. We just want to remember that man with the huge laugh and the really strong opinions, shall we say, whose love of theater is unsurpassed. I think, is it maybe Madeline and Paul up there in the Marilyn Murray Robert Healy seats are right up there somewhere. This was his second home, and he put his heart in every single square inch of space here, I think. And as some people have said, there are people who can't make it, that the theater has lost a really amazing force with Bob, and we can only hope that he's off somewhere sharing a pint and a cigarette and talking with his sister and orchestrating some more fabulous happenings in this theater. So I know, Nancy, where are you? You wanted to, there you go. You can come up or not.
Unfortunately, she has lost her voice. So she would love to, so I'm going to share her words. And I'm going to start out by talking about what her husband Greg said when he heard about Uncle Bob's passing. And Greg said, Bob and Marilyn were both fascinating people. He could see why they ended up together, and he could see why both ended up supporting the theater. He said Bob was so animated, so intellectual, like our mom. He could command a room, right?
Yeah.
Without a doubt. He loved talking. Oh, no, come on. He and my mom, you know, we could never get a word in edgewise. And he loved talking about everything. And so Greg's final words, he loved talking about politics. Now, Greg's order may not be what it really is. Politics, theater, and of course, baseball. There was only one team in the family. When I was thinking about what I wanted to share about my uncle, I started going through some old photo albums, and then I realized that back in 1994, I had gotten hooked into trying to investigate my roots. And so, of course, who would I call and ask for the good stories? I called my Uncle Bob in October of 1994, and I want to share some of his stories. So what he told me was the Irish immigrated from County Mayo and County Cork. Bob likes to believe he's a shirt-tail relative of James Joyce. And how did he get there? So you have to follow this. Joyce's wife, Nora Barnacle, was from County Galway. Nora's mother was a Haley, or as Bob said, really an O'Haley back in Ireland, but the O got shortened when they came over here 3 or 4 generations ago. And so his mom was from County Mayo. So of course, he is a shirt-tail relative. And then he told me, but remember, Nancy, the Irish are a race of storytellers. And they have guts. And I said, so was he just like stringing me along? Bob played piano for 7 years and the trombone in high school band for 10 years. And then he balanced that by serving as an altar boy for 12 years. That I would have liked to have seen. He was 22 when he got his degree from the University of Minnesota. And I love this. He was drafted by the Army and served 21 months and 11 days. He made sure that I got that, 11 days. I go, okay. He received his basic training as a clerk typist. Then he must have done a great job there. He was moved to CIC, which was Counterintelligence Corps. And I'm like, okay, I'm kind of confused. And he went to school in Baltimore where he was brainwashed. Can't imagine Uncle Bob ever being brainwashed. I think he did it the other way. He served for a year in Tokyo running the rewrite desk and typing reports only because what? He knew how to type. Okay, so I think that's as much as he got into counterintelligence. And then he said he returned to Minnesota in June 1955 and started law school. And then I'm going to tell the family story, and that's why Doug is up here. So, Uncle Bob just didn't like peas, right? He worked for Dole Canning, and I'm just not even going to go there because my stomach is starting to churn when I think about that. So he came to visit. And we loved when he visited because Mom and him would argue and laugh and tell jokes. And so Doug's you know, kind of a young boy, and Mom is feeding him what? She is feeding him peas. So the rest of us are watching this fold out. So Doug's cheeks are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So you know what he thinks about peas, right? He's not swallowing one of them. And then it got so big that they like spit out everywhere. And Uncle Bob goes, great! You should never eat another one again. You know, pats him on the back, you know, good guy. And then from that point on, the dogs, there were always peas underneath the kitchen table after dinner, and even the dogs wouldn't eat them. We love and terribly miss our Uncle Bob.
And he is hanging out right now with our dear mom, and they're definitely telling stories and yakking away, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we're glad we're here to be with all of you.
And we really, thank you. Thank you for inviting us.
Yay.